Hi, I'm Andy J. Foote, and this is my 90-day video challenge for today. Today I'm going to be talking about Ideomotor Action. I'm going to be talking about Subliminal Success, and I'm going to be talking about Affirmation of Prosperity. Now, some quite big subjects in themselves, but I'm just going to touch on the subjects just briefly, and then you can go and look into them yourself when you feel like you're ready. Okay, now first of all, I'll start talking about how our thoughts are actualized and our feelings and things like that. Now, there's been studies done. Many people think that our actual thoughts that come into our head actually start off with our limbic system and actually start off with feelings. Our limbic system covers things like emotion, behavior, motivational, how motivated you are, long-term memory, affects your olfactory, so how you smell and stuff. It's a part right in the middle of your brain, around the hypothalamus. But I digress. And the idea is that they think that you get the feelings first, and then our frontal cortex makes up some type of thoughts to incorporate them feelings into our surroundings and into our memories and into things that we're thinking about in our future. So it's not necessarily our thoughts that come first, our feelings do. I mean, that's a theory, that's a belief, and people have studied that. If you want to know more, go and have a look at that. It's the limbic system and then the hypothalamus, and how thoughts are actualized through feelings. Now, not only could we think of thoughts being actualized actually from feelings, thoughts themselves can actually form feelings as well. If you think of the first time that you saw your firstborn getting born, you think about the feelings. You take a moment just to think about how you felt right then, bringing in that person into this new world. You start to have them emotions. If you start thinking about a time that you were really scared, maybe you're scared of spiders, and you start thinking about a spider crawling up your arm and crawling up across your face, you start getting them horrible feelings. Now, there's nothing real there. You're only having thoughts. I'm saying words, you're having thoughts, and you're having feelings from that. We could go a little bit further and say that when we have thoughts, we not only have feelings from them, but our body actually reacts to them as well. If you try just for a moment, try not to think about a lemon. Try not to think about cutting a lemon in half, picking a slice up, and placing the slice in your mouth. Try not to think about your tongue in your mouth right now. Try not to think about the tongue in your mouth pressing against your teeth. Try not to think about what it would be like to put that lemon in your mouth and bite on it, feel the juices, and the saliva building up inside your mouth. Try not to think about that, and notice that while you're trying not to think about it, you're starting to notice the saliva in your mouth. Now, this is a physical reaction from me saying words, you having thoughts, you having feelings, and your body reacting. There's another way that we can show that there's a link between thoughts and feelings and actual actions that actually happen with your body. I didn't phrase that quite right, but you understand what I mean. Now, there's a little test that I learned many years ago, and it was for Ideomotor Action. Now, what Ideomotor Action is you've got little tiny movements, little tiny things going on in your body all the time, and if you think about something, these movements, these little motor controls, these start to formulate and move in a way that you're thinking about, so that you could possibly make your digestive system worse if you suffer from stress. There's all these different things where your thoughts again trigger feelings, and your feelings and thoughts affect your body. Now, I'm going to do a little experiment here. Now, I know it works on me, but I don't know for sure that it works on you. But what I do know is that most of the people that try this, it will work, it will happen if you've got the imagination. Now, some people when they think of memories, they may think of what they actually see, and they may see colours and images and things like that. Other people, when they think of memories, they might think of feelings and how they felt and how the people around them felt, or how they assumed they felt. Or they may think of sounds, what it might feel like to be held by a loved one when they're upset, and you know, things like that. So we've got different ways that we use our imagination and our memories. Now, if you're the type of person that sees just visual, it doesn't mean that you don't do the other things. It's just you're consciously aware of the visual part of the interpretation of that memory or that image or that imagination. Oh, getting a bit deep now. Didn't really want to get deep on this, but here we go. I've only got a few minutes left, and I've been going for over 5.5. Right, okay, now I'm going to show you this little experiment now. You can do it yourself. Right, I've got myself a little steel chain with a little foot on the end, which is apt because my name's Andy J. Foote, and that's a foot. In fact, we've got lots of foot things around the house. It's like a little bit of a fetish with us. If we go somewhere on holiday or something like that, and we see a bath mat shaped as a foot, we've bought it. Keyring shaped as a foot, we've bought it. Ashtray shaped as a foot, we bought it and give it to me dad. You know, a little bit of a foot thing going on. People think we've got some kind of foot fetish, but no, it's just my name, Andy J. Foote. Hey, and you'll remember your name now. It's Andy J. Foote. Okay, so experiment. Steel chain, okay. And you can use a gold chain or whatever you want. You can even use a piece of cotton, and you need some type of weight on the end of it. So you could get yourself if you're married, take a wedding ring off, or find another ring about, or something little and heavy, you know, that's got a bit of mass on it, and you can tie a bit of cotton on it or a piece of string, so that you've got a pendant, like so. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'll make it a little bit shorter than I normally would here, just so you can see. Okay. What I want you to do is just hold it up straight. Okay, and try not to move it. You want it still, and I want you to imagine it being still. So you're using words inside your mind to tell yourself that the pendant is going to be still. You got it? Okay. I'll just move this down a little bit. So you can see the pendant. Okay. Right now, what I'm going to do, if you can pause the video now for a second and go and get yourself a little pendant. It can be anything, okay? And you've probably seen this done of you know, over pregnant women's bellies to see if they're going to have a boy or a girl and all that kind of stuff. But now you're going to find out how it actually works and why, right? Okay, so pause the video, go and get what you need to get, and come back. I'll just wait for a couple of seconds. I'll wait for you to come back and press play. Okay, you got it? Brilliant. If you missed that, rewind it a little bit, go and get your pendant and come back. Okay, so here's our little pendant. Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine it keeping still as it is now. I'm going to think about it being still. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about it going left to right. And at this point, our hamster's just woke up. Hello, Pom Pom. And it's funny how me saying something like that brings your attention to what I'm doing and what I'm saying, just like now. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at the pendant. I want you to think of it going left and right. Now you might think of it maybe if you've got, you know, starting to do it already. If you're visual like me, I seem to be mainly visual. I imagine it going left to right and visualize it. If you're kinesthetic, so you've got feelings and you feel memories and stuff, you might think about how it would feel in your hands for this pendant to be going left and right. If you were more auditory, and oh, it's going backwards and forwards now. If you're more auditory, that's because you moved this hand backwards and forward and started doing it. If you, I'll think of it going left and right again. Okay, and there we go. If you're auditory, maybe you think about it swooshing left to right. Okay, but whatever you do, just think of it moving. Now what I'll do is I'll imagine it going round in a circle. And notice how I'm keeping my hand very still. Trying not to move it, but my mind is making all these little tiny movements in my body. Like do what I want it to do. Right, okay, so I'm thinking of it going in a circle now. Okay. Now this is a difficult one. It's going round and round and round in an anti-clockwise motion. I'll think of it going the other way. Oh, here we go. And I kind of can't help it. The only way I can make it go still is if I imagine it going still. Okay, well, like I've just imagined it being still now. If I think about it going backwards and forwards, go backwards and forwards. Okay, left to right. Circular motion, left to right. Okay, see how this works. And personally, I've done this that often in the past, experiment with people. I don't actually have to look on it. I just have to think of it with my mind, and away it goes, backwards and forwards, clockwise. Okay, and the other way. Eventually, it's hard going clockwise to anti-clockwise, but see how my mind is like, my body is reacting to my mind and what I'm thinking. I'll stop that now. You've got the idea. My mind is affecting my body and how my body works. Okay. Now you've got that's on a kind of conscious level, because I'm consciously saying to myself, right, think about this going left, think about this right, think about it going left to right, think about it going backwards and forwards. I'm actively thinking about it. Okay. Now this works with many things. If you ask someone to close their eyes and ask them to imagine themselves falling backwards, and if you see a little tiny movement and say, oh, now you're going backwards a bit more, you're going backwards a bit more, because they're thinking about it and it's in their mind, they'll start to fall over backwards. It's a normal thing. It's not scary or anything. It's just, if you think about something hard enough and strong enough, then you can affect your subconscious mind, which affects how your body and stuff works. Now the subconscious mind, or what some people call the unconscious mind, is just part of your mind that you're not quite aware of at this time. Okay, it's not that it's hidden away or anything like that. It's just you're not quite aware of. The other day, I asked my dad a question, and he went, "Oh, that guy is Steve or Steve," and he couldn't think of the name. And I asked him again a few minutes later. I said, that guy's name, quick," and he said the name. And I said, "How did you say that?" He said, "Oh, I'd forgotten it." Now that sounds crazy, but he was just aware. He just got access to that little part of the mind at that time. Whereas earlier on, he told himself he couldn't remember. Okay, this is how it works. You see a little one walking along the top of a fence. Say, "Oh, watch you don't fall. You're getting wobbly there. Watch you don't fall." And you can kind of make it happen for them. Like I sometimes say to people to try and prove this point is, right, what I want you to do now is, don't think of an elephant. Don't think of the four legs. Don't think of the trunk. Don't think of the big ears and the grey skin with all cracks in. And you can't help. And even when people say, "Oh no, I thought of a duck," I said, "Right, so what were you not thinking of?" And they'd say elephant. And I say, "You're thinking of it now." And they go, "Ah!" Because it's part of our mind. We start to bring into our conscious mind things from our unconscious mind into our conscious mind, and vice versa. Now, our unconscious mind or our subconscious mind affects lots of things in our life. Everything in our life actually is run by our subconscious mind. Because although you'll have a conscious thought, like I'll give you an example. Right, I'm going to try to quit smoking. Well, if you're only trying, you've already give up, because you haven't said, right, I'm going to quit smoking now. I'm going to do it. You've not made that decision. You say, "Oh yeah, I'll try." And people that say, "Oh yeah, I'll try," there's something in the subconscious mind stopping them from saying, "Right, I will stop now. I will do this." Or to stop them from saying, "Right, I will stop pulling my hair." Or, "Right, every time I get up in the morning, I will brush my teeth." And they get up in the morning and they brush their teeth. And at dinner time, they brush their teeth. And when they go to bed, they brush their teeth. Because that's just an example. You've got to give yourself a goal, and talk about it with yourself. I find, like, as an example, your subconscious mind, it's the same as your conscious mind. You're just not quite aware of it all the time, and you can bring it forward. You can bring back memories that you've not thought about for years. Just take a drink of water. And isn't it funny? When I take a drink of water, you notice me drinking the water, and you start paying attention again. Okay? You can't help it. People are curious. I'm also very curious about how you can affect the subconscious mind so it subconsciously helps you out in your life. Now, a way of doing this is giving yourself like a subliminal message or a subliminal action to carry out. And you can do this by accessing the subconscious mind. Now, through hypnotherapy and through other types of things in psychology and behavioral therapy and things like that. There's ways that you can affect the subconscious mind to take people away from having a particular abnormal thought patterns, or abnormal actions within themselves. They've got phobia, or they've got actions like washing their hands all the time, things like that. There's ways that you can do this, and one way is to just convince yourself that's what you're going to do, and repetitively do it. Like prayer, like saying mantras and things like that. If you constantly say something over and over again, you begin to believe it. It's like the nasty dad or the nasty mum who tells the kids day after day after day that they'll never amount to anything, they're stupid, they're thick, and the poor child begins to believe it. Okay? Now, what you can also do is you can say to the child, you're very clever, you can read. Oh, you can read letter A, you can read letter B, what does that say? And you can tell them that they're clever, you can tell them that they're really good, and you can push them forward, and they believe it, and that belief goes into their mind consciously, and then it seeps down into the subconscious, and when they come across something that needs a little bit of thought, they think, well, I can do this. And the same happens with adults. If you say to yourself, right, I can do this, I am going to grow a business, I am going to become a fantastic market stall owner, or I am going to earn hundreds of thousands of pounds on the internet, or what, I am going to be the best mother possible, or the best father possible, or I am going to buy that house at the end of the street because it's just what I want, that's my goal, and to do this I need to do X, Y, Z. If you keep on saying them things over and over and over again, and concentrating on the positive things in your life, like the positive things that are happening, talking and being with positive people, and people that are like what you aspire to be. There's a thought that people are like their 5 closest friends, or the 5 people that they're closest to. Think about it. Think of the 5 people that you're closest to, that you talk to. And you'll find that you'll have similar incomes, you'll have similar ideas and thoughts, you'll have similar expectations and similar dreams. Okay? So if you want to go beyond that, then socializing, networking with people in the industry or in the niche that you want, who are on that level, that will help you, because subconsciously you'll start picking up ideas and thoughts and patterns and models that these people use in their normal everyday life to get by and to prosper and to be a success, and you naturally pick up on these. So talking about the subliminal success, you can give yourself subliminal orders and directions by giving yourself an affirmation, constantly saying that you are going to do it, you are going to win, you are going to be a success, you are going to have money. Imagine yourself having money, imagine yourself having handfuls of money, imagine yourself having a bank slip with loads of money on, imagine yourself with that brilliant sports car that you always wanted, imagine yourself in that fantastic house that you always wanted. Keep on doing it time and time again. Another thing is to find out what works. Look around you, look to see who's successful, see what they do, model what they do, work out what they do. Ask them. If people ask me what I do, I tell them, I show them how to do it. I'm more than happy to help people. That's what I'm about, that's what I do. Okay? So ask yourself, what can you do every single day? Something small, easy, that you can do every single day that gets you results. It might be working a job, get up at 8 o'clock, be ready at 8:30, get to work at 9, do the job. When you finish your job, go home, do extra training so that you get additional value in yourself. I believe in personal development, active personal development, that is. So if you were a teaching assistant, you may think, right, well, I'm going to go home, I'm going to start doing a course through the Open University on child psychology and things like that, and see where that takes you, and you find that as you give yourself personal development, then you can be worth more to the marketplace. And you're able to do this by saying to yourself, I can do it. How are you going to finish a course if you keep on saying, no, I can't do that, oh, it's too hard, oh, this doesn't work, oh, that doesn't work? what you've got to do is you've got to believe in yourself, okay? You've got to believe in what you're doing. You've got to believe in your results. You've got to look for the positive things in your results as well. You may find that you get to the end of the course and you only just make the grade, but you've made the grade, and along the way you've learned how to use computers, you've learned how to do PowerPoint presentations, you've learned how to maybe put posters together, maybe you've learned how to laminate things, maybe you learn lots of different things. And even though you might not get the result you wanted in a particular thing, it gives you so much value within yourself so that you can go out and you can complete other tasks easier. Okay, so personal development is really, really good. And giving yourself an affirmation of prosperity, not just money and wealth, but not just wealth for wealth's sake, but wealth in health as well, in yourself. If you're constantly complaining about sore elbows, sore knees, toothache, headache, all the rest of it, you're subconsciously putting a thing in you're consciously putting something into your subconscious mind that looks for these ailments, that looks for these things. You can't help it. It's ideomotor action. It's thoughts creating feelings, creating emotions. It's emotions creating feelings, creating thoughts. It's a cycle. It goes round and round. If you're constantly looking for things that are good, wow, I'm going to be able to go for a walk today. I'm going to be able to get out of bed today. I'm going to be able to log onto the computer today. I'm going to be able to get, several people join my business today. I'm going to be able to make so many sales today. I can do this, I can do that. Look what I done. I got through all the day, no matter how bad it was. I got to the end of the day and I was able to do a 90-day video challenge. It's amazing. I'm not thinking about all the things that have gone wrong, or if I do, I'll look at how I can change them so they don't go wrong in the future. And I don't worry, I don't stress, I'm generally happy. Someone said to me the other day, they actually come to Metas, meet me, one of our team, Stephen Parr, and I said, so, people are different on the internet and on videos and things like that. What do you think of me now that you've met me? And he said, well, actually, you seem to be more happier than you do on the computer. And I couldn't believe this. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I'm just me. I'm me all the time. Big, laughy, jokey, 6'1", overbearing and loud. That's just me. I thought that's the way I come across, and jokey and all the rest of it. And that, but it didn't, and it put me on a little bit of a downer for a little bit, thinking, oh, what have I done wrong? How come people see me this way? And then I went, well, it doesn't matter, because he's come. He already liked me. He's come and he likes me even more. Brilliant. So there's a silver lining with everything. And although you might have to get down a little bit, or might get angry, like I was angry with someone a little bit earlier on with something they done, but you just got to get by. You can't think of that. You've got to think of the positive things. The positive things in your life, and the more positive things you think about, the more they come true. The more positive things you believe in, the more the belief becomes real. You can have a belief structure because, I think like that, and then you can have actual proof. Think about this: how much proof do you actually need for something? And if I could say, right, there's this thing here, right, and you can buy this thing for $100, and if I give this thing to you, and you take this, then your life is going to be fantastic. Every day you're going to feel brilliant. Now, when do you start believing in that? Do you believe in that when you take that object and give me the $100? Do you believe in that when you take the object home and you actually feel quite good? Do you believe in that the next day when you feel good? Yeah, this is really good, this. 2 days later? A week later? A month later? How long do you have to go before you think, yeah, this is real, this is really good? Or is it a time thing? Do you think, right, I've had this for 6 months and I feel absolutely brilliant? Or do you take it, do you pay the $100 and you go, I don't feel any different. That's rubbish. That's a load of rubbish. That is. That's for, and this comes from your mind, and it comes from your feelings, and it comes from your understanding of what this particular object is. Now I can say, this won't make you feel fantastic and brilliant for the rest of your life. But if someone that really cared for you gave it to you, like the person that gave this to me, then yeah, it does make me feel good, and it does make me have them feelings. Because I can't help but feel them. And then feelings give me happy thoughts and make me think of holidays in Tenerife and things like that. It all goes round in a big circle. So, right, I'll bring this to a conclusion now. It's nearly 25 minutes long. It's probably one of the longest 90-day video challenges I've done. Okay, so let's recap. Right, we've talked about Ideomotor Action. and how little movements inside your body and whatever can be pulled together through the power of the mind and make things move left and right and up and down and other things. It can make you feel better and healthier, or on the extreme it can make you feel sadder and worse. And if you've got bad emotions and you think about, oh, this is terrible, that comes out and starts to become real. We've talked about subliminal success, where if you give yourself affirmations of prosperity, then you'll actually become prosperous. It's not about chasing the money. It's about doing the right things so that the money will come to you. It's like you do your job right, you won't get sacked, you get paid at the end of the month. That type of thing. If you do X, Y, Z, then you'll be able to sell ABC, and if you sell ABC, the money comes to you. And providing you enjoy doing all these things, then that's fine. What I will tell you, if you don't enjoy doing your job, don't do your job. Unless you've got some type of game plan and it's right, I'm going to do this for 3 months because then I'll learn how to do this and then I can go and do that, which is what I really want to do. But to do that, I need to do this and I need to do it right, But that's again, you in your mind saying, right, I'm going to do this now. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a success. I'm going to battle through, and that's up to you. So there you go. Ideomotor Action, Subliminal Success, and Affirmation of Prosperity. Okay, if you want to hear more of my videos, go onto YouTube and just put in the search Andy J. Foote and you'll see the videos there. Okay, if you want to see some of the training that I do of a Monday and a Friday night, then same thing, go into YouTube, put in the power of 3 times 3 and you'll get some videos there. Alternatively, you could actually come and work with me, and you can work alongside me on the internet. I do things on the internet. I make money on the internet, and I show other people how to do it as well. And hopefully, if they go out and watch this video, my team then will start thinking about their prosperity and start thinking about how they can consciously affirm that they're going to be a success and help that go into their subconscious so that their mind and body becomes the success that they want to be. Okay, so I'm Andy J. Foote. I am a partner in the power of 3x3.com. You can look at my website, which is andy-foote, that's FOOTE.co.uk, and you can connect with me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Andy John Foote. If you want to see my page, just put Andy J. Foote at the end and go to my page. Okay, so I'm Andy Foote. That's my 90-day video challenge, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye now.